So after your short rest and another brief descent, the ground softens once more. The footsteps slightly sink into the moist earth, indicating the high moisture of the surrounding environment. Somewhere in the distance, you can hear the faint sound of rushing water. The mist wafts around you now like a milky soup, occasionally whipping you with weightless tendrils. Continue your march. Again, sense the spirits. That's always an option, friend. Or use the terrain to find your way towards the lake.
Speaking with the spirits, I will attempt to find my way.
Go ahead.
44.
44. Excellent. So, you ignore the obvious traps being laid out for you. Certain parts of this mist seemingly open up as if inviting you in, and you're like, that's a sinkhole. Nice try, bitch. Nope. Walk past it. I'm not falling for that shit again. Alright, and now you can increase your march or follow or try to find use the landmarks to your advantage per nature or arcana or athletics.
I will do nature.
Go for it.
I figured that following the spirits would keep me going in the right direction for a considerable amount of time.
Not when they're angry and trying to kill you.
This is true, but I ignored them. And I will do a nature check to 34.
Excellent. So, finally, good sir, following the river should logically lead to the lake the fastest. You follow this rushing stream with great haste, despite the mucky terrain gnawing at your heels, and you arrive at Lord Lake Shrine.
Hopefully I won't have to go far to find this bitch.
It is night now. Do you see yourself?
I do, at the bottom.
Yep. Where you stand, you see scorch marks here, and here along the coastline of this massive circular lake.
I only see 2 of the places that you indicated.
Yeah, that's how far your lamp light goes. There's only one lamp.
Got it.
There's only 2 lamps now. Okay. Xander pulls out his spear, holds it in both hands, and after saying below, relax, it's almost over. We'll be okay. And we'll go back home.
I turn back and it says, we shall return home safely as a unit. I trust your spear as you should trust my spirit, as you should trust me. I guarantee you, we will escape this alive.
As long as you don't run into more spiders, right? He halfingly jokes at you.
It pains me because I chuckle, but with a pang of chagrin in it. I will take up the middle slot where Burlo will take up the flank and Xander will take a point.
All right, so where you guys are now, I'm just gonna move you past the burn marks, where the burn marks are.
You do you, Xander. I'm gonna stay right in the middle.
Actually, that's fine. It's okay. So the marshy earth gives way to a pristine, shimmering pool of water. The surface appears to be undisturbed, creating a milky white mirror of the tree line and mist above. The voices grow louder. Come to me, my children, and more frequent, and they are carried to your ears upon the gentle breeze wafting from the center of the lake. The shrine and Azteca's resting place are nearby. Xander checks the water. Well, I'd rather not swim in plate armor. We gotta find a way to ford this river. And this lake. Got any ideas, Karus?
I look around. What do I see?
All right. You're gonna have to search, so I gotta do a perception.
Crit.
All right. So after a bit of searching in a circular pattern, keeping tight that none of you get ambushed by yourselves, that no one's a far distance away, I'm gonna move you, and don't worry, I'm not gonna ambush you when I move you. You only get ambushed when you move yourself. For I am a merciful god. You find a small to medium-sized kayak, of which
Fuck yeah!
2 people can ford easily, and 3 uncomfortably, but you'll be squeezing. He says, maybe this will do. What do you think?
I want to look in the water to see if I gleam any strange fish that could potentially swarm while we're trying to make our way to the shrine.
Do a perception or nature.
Nature.
Go ahead.
33.
33. In this stagnant pool over here, you find some fish, but they're tiny little minnows, creatures that wouldn't be able to possibly hurt you. You check over the water too, and if there were anything large in it, it would be gleaming the surface and breaking the surface. The water seems undisturbed, like a perfect mirror of the milky fog ahead.
Okay, how many people can fit inside of the kayak?
2 comfortably, 3 squeezing. So maybe granting combat advantage because they're like awkwardly fumbled together.
All right, I want to look up ahead. Can I see the island from where we are?
Not from where you're standing. It's a bit of a distance away behind impenetrable fog. But you can do a perception check for something else.
Yes, I will do a perception check to see if I can try and see beyond the fog, or if I could find gleam something underneath the water surface. 34.
You can't see anything below the water surface. It's a pristine, undamaged lake. You do hear the sounds of the trees fluttering back and forth, wafting with the wind. And somewhere in the distance, you hear squeaking.
Squeaking? What does the squeaking sound like?
Not particularly sure. Sounds kind of like the rats again. But they're
All right,
in the distance.
I'm not keen on staying here. All right.
So right now you have found where Azteca died. She basically, as she was lit afire, she ran towards the center of the lake. Somewhere in the lake is a shrine that was very dear to her. And you found a kayak that'll take you to the lake. What do you do?
I'm gonna have to have Xander. I mean, it's pretty obvious you want to have Xander and Berlo to be in the kayak and then have me walk across myself. So I'm gonna do that.
Actually, not necessarily. You could have not saved Estera.
Oh, this is true. But I am gonna do that. I am going to do that. I'm gonna have Xander and Berlo get into the kayak and have them row, and I will follow them behind.
All right. So this time.
And when I say behind, I mean like right behind. I'm just gonna walk on the water behind them.
I got you. So, Xander and below. Xander is kind of worried about the water, so he actually does remove some of his armor. He's going to reduce his defense, but he wants to be able to swim in case he gets thrown overboard. He does not want to drown. That is not the way he wants to die. Actually, he does he put
it inside of the boat so we can put it back on when he gets to the center?
No, he's just going to leave it on the side here. It's going to go under if the boat goes over anyway. He seems like he knows how to fight with the spear. He'll be fine.
I don't want him pulling no goddamn Oberon shit where he like thinks he's badass and then gets fucking wrecked. So
gee, someone thinks they're badass and gets fucking wrecked. That sounds familiar.
I didn't say I was badass. I just wanted to look ahead. Oh my god, if I'm a big badass and be like, stay here, I know what I'm doing. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna see what's 10 feet that way, and then I get fucking destroyed. I'm not trying to be pretentious or anything.
Do you know what's 10 feet over there? It's you, 6 feet under. But anyway. All right, so...
I'm done.
Pun, save against will. I always win.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do this. All right, so, they give you one of the lanterns, and they're going to go on their own. Berlo is going to be...
I am right behind them.
Yeah, Berlo's going to be rowing, while Xander is going to be preparing his thunderclap, because he remembered that, he needs some sort of range attack. So, I'll let them move first, because they have the higher initiative, and they're going to... move their... Go ahead.
Making me nervous, man. You're
What do
making
you
me
do?
nervous.
What do you do on your turn?
I want to attempt to try to perceive ahead or below to see if I see either see anything below me or the island ahead of me.
All right. So you hear a commotion on the other side. The was it? It's almost like as if several like coming from inside the fog is more of that squeaking noise from the island in the direction of where the island is, or supposedly is where they're leading towards. However,
is the water disturbed?
The water is not disturbed at all, other than what's rippling from you guys as you're walking.
Okay, so the ripples are only going out. They're not coming. There are no ripples going towards us.
Yeah, go. Give me okay, so you know what? I'll throw you a bone. You hear that squeaking again, and for a moment you think, oh, there's probably just more rats on the island, but they're closer than you think, and they're above the water surface. You see
What?
several eyes and flapping wings descending towards you in the sky.
Fucking bats! Are you kidding me? You're
Druid
gonna give
of
me
Swarm. Druid of Swarms.
This Druid of Swarms is controlling way more swarms than she should be able to. This bitch is fucking nuts. All right.
Angry
All right.
spirits. Hey, what
Yeah,
did you say
the
about
angry
the Earth Serpent? Single-handedly ate a god, right? This is what.
Well, okay. The
power
World
of
Serpent
spirits.
is like the World Serpent is no joke. You don't fuck with the World Serpent like ever.
Yeah, I know, but you get the idea, though. It's kind of like
there
is an untappable power that's being at work here. But anyway,
Alrighty.
the swarms also contort the air around you. You can see it, and it looks absolutely massive. Best of luck to you.
So the problem is that like I'm at a gargantuan disadvantage against swarms because most of my abilities are single target. I don't have a lot of AoE abilities. That's not what I do. I'm not a controller. I'm a healer. This is definitely Yuriko's like area of expertise.
Yes, you're not solve the. I know I'm giving you a problem. There's a way to solve it though. So just find what works for you, man. Roll for initiative because you see them coming.
Okay, good. I do see them coming.
Best of luck, my friend. You have now encountered the most powerful of her aspects, and also the most powerful of her swarms. Gods be with you, whatever those may be. First swarm descends upon the boat first, following the what's it called? The lights, and they will attack the light first. Lights itself. Actually, no. Xander moves it out of the way before they can destroy the light. They're basically trying to drop the darkness over you. Xander moves the torchlight just out of the way before they swoop past it, but now he's within their aura, and they're going to start attacking him. That's the first one that moves. The second one will then place itself nearby. So, do you see two sets of aura? Alright, so inside the yellow aura, the bats basically break formation temporarily to strike and nibble at you. So inside that aura, it's damaging. Inside the outer blue aura, that is the range in which Azteca can be found, where they overlap. Best of luck.
Is where the auras overlap.
Yes, we've established this. Yes. Okay. So the bat swarm, second one, moves close, but not close enough to attack him. Burlow isn't really sure what to do at this point, so he's going to...
I called out to Burlow and I said, attack right here.
It's like, all right. He takes a shot and sees if it does anything. He takes aim with his crossbow.
I mean, can she can occupy the same spaces as for swarms, right?
What? Yes, she basically overlaps the area in which she occupies the space in which they overlap. When he shoots it, it hits nothing but air. Whether she was in that spot or she dodged or not, you can't tell. It just flies through and hits nothing. Karus, your turn.
I have absolutely no AoE abilities at all. I have 2 AoE abilities total. Out of all of my spells, I have 2 of them. And I've already used one of them today.
I've given you the parts of what you need to combat the swarms. you can attack them directly, which, yes, using your area of effect would help and it would deal more damage. However, that doesn't, you want to cut the heads off first. It makes it easier.
I'm gonna take my flask of oil.
Yes.
And my lantern. And I'm gonna throw them both up at the same time. I'm gonna like pour oil all over them, throw them up at the same time, and create a much larger explosion.
Yes. All right. Are you trying to attack them? Or are you trying to attack the aura? You're trying to attack this guy, right?
I put it right here.
Okay,
so I'm trying to create the largest zone within the two overlapping areas as I possibly can to see if I can hit Aztec or at least find her.
Go ahead. Roll an attack roll, please. Against both. You're going to hit 2 of them, so go ahead and roll for both of them.
All right, this is against the first one.
Yes.
That's not that much. It is this. Hold on. Yes. 34 on the first one.
That's a hit. Go ahead.
And the second one is 22.
Okay, so that was going to take half damage. When the lanterns explode, basically the lantern doused in the fire takes to light, and it explodes in a fireball when it collides with the bats in the vicinity, and they've already basically spread the flame into a wide arc. I'm going to give you roll 4d6 fire damage.
Oh. Any modifier?
Plus your dex mod.
14 damage.
14 damage.
That's not too shabby. That's not bad.
All right, so 2 of the swarms take to light, and the lantern oil floats atop the water's surface and continues to burn mercilessly.
Good. Do I see Azteca?
Give me a second. All right, so you place this within where the swarm is occupied and where the 3 overlaps are. You notice that the overlaps are here.
Well, there are 3 of them. I only thought there were 2.
Yeah, very crudely drawn, I know. And the fire illuminates just enough to see her standing between these 2 swarms.
Right there.
So,
okay.
What do you do?
I'm gonna take an action point.
There you go. Make it happen. Make it rain.
As a free action, I will summon my spirit companion, Sheba, adjacent to her. Sheba can walk on water because she's ethereal, like a motherfucking badass. So right here, adjacent to her, okay? And I will have her use the Wind of Pain and Succor. I will use Hungry Spirit instead. Not Winds of Pain and Succor, but Hungry Spirit. This is against her willpower.
Go for it, man. Hit. Make us
proud. Alright, big moment, guys. Here we go. This is it. This is the defining moment.
It's a miss. So.
Okay.
Gotta be with
That's
her.
okay. Sheba is still there.
Alright.
Alright, I had my turn. There's nothing else I can do.
That swarm moves close enough now to attack you and Xander. And it'll attack you. Because you...
Come at me!
You attacked her with fire. Spiral of fangs. The creatures fly outward, attempting to cover you in a veil of claws and teeth. Yeah, that's gonna hit you. You take 24 points of damage as you're cut up in all directions, and also 7 ongoing as your wounds begin to fester and bleed. Xander sees her, and against his better instincts, on his turn, he first takes a bit of damage because he's standing right within 2 sets of aura, so he takes 14 damage. As he's struggling to withstand the constant onslaught of bats, he readies his spear once, aims at her, and fires another thunderclap. He will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Xander, your sacrifice will not be in vain. Yes.
Jeez, no, that's him getting hit.
Oh.
He hasn't rolled yet. These things are not nice. Yeah, you basically highlighted Azteca for him, so he's going to take advantage of that and attack her.
I scream above the fluttering of the bats that swarm above us. There! Attack her there!
That is a hit. The aspect of Azteca gets struck by a thunderclap from the tip of his spear, and she is dispelled.
Get fucked. Yeah, get fucked!
The bats remain, but they take the damage that they would have taken. From the aspect of Azteca, she drops from the sky, and afterwards she no longer disappears. She's no longer like
Compatriot.
turning. Well, she's a ghost, so technically she always is. But she's basically this is no longer her aspect. The same swarm damage mechanics you've done have worked. They're basically hurt now, and they're a little more uncoordinated. So there are effects, but this is actually her now. She drops onto the water and seemingly stands upon it, hovering, like, you know, just her steps are light enough that she can also walk on the water. And now she is in combat. You're actually fighting the real Storm Druid now. This is her. Alright, so Xander has acted. The swarms will attempt to retaliate. Rouleau is doing his best to continue rowing. He's trying to keep his mind off the bats, but they are latching onto him. He is doing his best. He's trying his damnedest hardest while he's bleeding out of, you know, his face. Alright. He's still alive, though, and he's going to continue rowing. Alright, so he's going to row. Come on, we're almost there. 2, 3, 5, 6. He's trying to get closer enough so Xander can attack her. And you can only move up to that speed, though. So, if it's all the same to you. Anyway. Burlow can only do that, and the Bat Swarm will provoke you to attack an attack of opportunity. Burlow is basically getting attacked every which way. That will miss him.
Crit fail?
That will hit. It's crit failing against Burlow. It doesn't really do anything. He's not able to counterattack. He doesn't have any thing ready. Burlow takes another 10 damage as he continues to paddle the boat closer to the center.
Burlow, if ever I have doubted you in the past, those doubts have been extinguished after you receive 1,000 bites of death from these bats.
Karus, have at it.
Alright, I call out to my comrades as they rush towards their allies, rush towards the Swarm Druid Azteca, and I say, "Fear not, the spirits are with us!" As much as they hate to believe that this is the case, it is true. I ensorcel Shiva with the spirit of the ancestral warrior as a set of samurai armor conjures itself over her as she is empowered by the spirit of an ancient warlord. And in doing so, she gains spaulders and a chest piece and a super awesome samurai helmet that empowers her to do this next attack. Where is it? And I just think it's cool to have a wolf in samurai armor. I think that's awesome. So.
I know, and my bad.
This is going to be against the enemy's reflex. She takes 11 damage, and myself and all of my allies gain +2 to all their defenses until the end of my next turn.
Yes! Alright, excellent.
Okay. That is my standard action. As a minor action, I will move through the bat swarm. I mean, as a move action. As a move action, I will move through the bat swarm here.
You will provoke an attack of opportunity from that one. Give me a second.
I understand. I understand.
Let me turn off the aura because it's no longer necessary, but they're Primary aura, the smaller circle, that's still active. It's basically what it hurts you when you start your turn in it. So I think you actually did. You take 8 points of damage. All right.
Okay. All right. I will. Okay. So I'm gonna move. Yeah, that's gonna hit me.
You only gonna take half of this damage though. 12.
12 damage. Ballin'. So that was my standard and my move. As a minor action, I will cast Healing Spirit on myself. As the armor of the Ancestral Warrior disintegrates off of Shiva, it washes over us, and in doing so, it takes the form of another spirit. As the Healing Spirit washes over me, I will spend a Healing Surge on myself, but an ally adjacent to me gets to heal themselves for 3d6 additional hit points. And when I use a Healing Spirit, each ally adjacent to my Spirit Companion gains temporary hit points equal to my Wisdom modifier, which is 12.
Okay, so that would just be
which is 6. I don't want to overpower myself here. Half level doesn't count.
Right.
So it is actually 6. Okay. So I gain 6 temporary hit points, and I heal myself from my Healing Surge value, which puts me back up to a lot.
Okay. How much do you heal the ally, or do you heal yourself? I forgot. Do you heal yourself?
I heal myself for my Healing Surge value, and Burlow will be healed for 3d6.
Got it. All right. So he feels invigorated by your words and the call of your positive energies, and he continues to fight his way across the river, trying to reach the shrine.
I will use my milestone to use a second standard action and use my action point. Okay. When I use my action point, one ally adjacent to my Spirit Companion gains temporary hit points equal to 1/2 of my level plus my Wisdom modifier. So I actually gained an additional 6 hit points, giving me 12 additional temporary hit points total.
Temporary hit points don't stack. Remember that.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Exactly. So I'm actually gaining 12 temporary hit points right now. So I have 12 total.
Good job.
Okay. So as I do this, I summon the Ancestral Warrior himself. Whereas before I called the Ancestral Warrior and channeled him, I am calling now the Ancient Warlord himself. And I will need a piece to put him right here. I'll put him right here. Right here. There's a good spot. The Ancient Warlord. And he's like a samurai, because samurais are cool. Yeah, right there. He is going to attack the enemy.
Go for it.
This is going to be against the enemy's reflex. Again, it's basically, whereas before I was channeling his power, now he physically exists here. It's against his reflex. This is...
Alright, so critical fail. She will retaliate. She dodges past the samurai sword, and with her tentacled arm, she whips you and throws you and attempts to throw you back. So this is with her enhanced arm. Crit fail, shit.
That's gonna hit me.
Yeah, take 18 points of damage, and you are slid back 2 squares into the flames. Take an additional d6.
Oh, sorry, you rolled it. Okay, 3. Okay, so I take 21 damage.
Yes.
So I'm going to subtract 12 from that because of my temporary hit points.
Good job.
So after I subtract 12 from the 21, it's going to put me at 9. So I take 9 damage from that. That puts me at 70. Alright, so with the Warlord, the Ancient Warlord there, and Shiva there, there's actually some pretty cool things that happen. Anytime an ally starts their turn adjacent to the Ancient Warlord, they automatically get a free melee basic attack against an enemy.
Yes! Okay.
So, as long as the Ancient Warlord exists, they will and my allies are adjacent to it, they will automatically get a free melee basic attack against an enemy.
Dude, the visual, the mental visual right now is like fucking something out of Naruto. There are like 3 people walking on the water, a wolf that's walking on the water, 2 people on a boat Like, yo, just fucking, like, and a bunch of bats swirling around. There's, like, 5 different schools of jutsu happening right now. It's fucking amazing. But, okay, so you throw in...
I'm summoning the dead Hokages to fight for me.
Alright, so is that your turn, Karus, Moonspeaker?
Yeah, yes it is.
Well done. Bat Swarm 2, the one that's right beside you, will... you're still on the water surface, so it attempts to... It's gonna attack Burlo. You're on fire, so it doesn't really want to attack you right now. It's kind of self-defeating to attack a fire. So instead it attacks Burlo below. Alright. Xander, after the opportunity you've given him, he gets a free melee attack.
Freely melee basic attack against an enemy.
Alright, he's gonna attack her. He screams, "For Juvelin, for our dead! Taste the justice of my steel!" And she attacks her. And he attacks her with his blade, both hands tightly grasping the haft. And he has marked her after dealing 22 points of damage to her. And now on his actual turn, he's gonna do the exact same thing again, trying to hurt her.
Get him! Fuck him up!
He's basically expending everything he has, including his action point, to just like... So, 3 sets of spear tips. So he gives you like you basically, after you put the samurai next to him, he gives you this look of just like let's do this together.
I say this as I kind of wave to him as I'm engulfed in watery flames.
Well, the water surface has been lit. That's the thing about it floats to the surface and physics and shit. Okay.
Holy shit, that's a lot of damage. Hell yes.
And she rears back, her form greatly disturbed by his flurry of blows. It's like, you'll pay for the lives that you've stolen. The bat swarms continue to attempt to help by now swarming to the side. They're attacking Xander now.
Okay.
It's gonna hit him. When they get hit, remember, they are taking ongoing damage too because they're bleeding out. The creatures are basically cutting them up. But right now they are still weakened until they save out. Like, you can kind of see like they're kind of starting to grow weak from the constant onslaught of the bats.
As am I. As am I.
It'll reposition itself into the aura.
Karus.
Karus,
Oh my god, there's so many bats.
you are within 3 auras. You will take 24 damage at the beginning of your turn. Okay, so Burlo still takes damage. He's still getting... But he's going to try to get them out of the aura now. So he rows with all of his old body will allow. And he pushes them past to get them out of the incredibly painful swarm of bats and towards their goal. He's
Yeah, no problem. I'll be fine, guys. It's cool. You do you. You do your thing. I'll be heating the fire, surrounded by bats and evil spirits and shit. Bye.
Alright, at the beginning of your turn, 4 sets of swarms attack you in all directions. You take 24 points of damage. And you notice that as they nip at you, they stay above the water surface. They won't follow you under the water.
I died!
Thank you! Alright, go ahead and athletics to swim without any attacks of opportunity.
22.
22, move up to your speed. Just
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all. Alright, that was my movement action. I'm still gonna fight this bitch.
go for it.
I'm gonna use sharing the kill. This is against the enemy's reflex. This is Shiba attacking. 25?
Versus reflex?
Yeah.
Of, what's it called? Of, Azteca? That is not enough.
Yeah.
She is very
Oh!
simple.
God damn it!
Flickers out of the way.
Alright, there is nothing else that I can do at this time. I will end my turn.
Alright, so Bat Swarm continues its onslaught upon the people on the boat because they are within reach, and also they are basically...
Are those bats taking damage for being in the fire?
They're not in the fire. The fire's on the ground, and it's on the water
right,
surface.
Right.
And that's a hit on poor Burlo, and that creature is no longer...
Here to crash the party.
Hey, what's up, Erica? How you doing?
pretty intense, Loftus. Yeah.
Berlo is now bloodied. He slumps over onto the oars, but he continues to paddle. He's gonna get them to the beach ahead if it kills them. Xander continues to attack the swarm with his thunderclap, aiming it here to hit 2 clusters best he can. 11. So another thunderclap rings out here, striking 2 sets of the swarms, and they continue to reel back in abject terror. The bats in all 3 swarms are flying erratically, as if severely weakened and crippled by the onslaught of attacks. They are still attacking, though, at the behest of their swarm druid, but they are still greatly diminished. He's going to do both his move actions and move the boat as far as his body will allow him to. He sees the shore. It's like, Karus, I see the shore! He shouts.
They don't see me. They don't see. I'm underwater.
Huh? Well, they're shouting to you. They're not. They don't see you. They're shouting to you.
Okay.
Karus, we're near the shore. We have. I was like, I don't see Azteca's corpse anywhere. They're still looking for it, but that is all he can do for now. At the end of his turn. He's still alive, but he's near the breaking point. He's still bleeding out from all the wounds he's been taking, and he hasn't saved out of them yet. So, sorry, Karus, it is your turn.
Alright, I get to do a history check?
Yes.
18.
18. Last time, when you pacified Mazzari, you gave him something that he wanted. In this case, Azteca seems to want to be reunited with her shrine. She's not at the shrine right now. When she died, she crept into the water, basically to put out the flames. So she's probably still somewhere down there. Alternatively,
I'm gonna dive down. I'm gonna use a perception check to try and find her body.
Alternatively, you can also destroy her remains and remove the last anchor from this realm. So go ahead and do an athletics to swim and a perception to look.
Okay. Athletics for swimming is 17.
17, so only move half your speed. Perception.
Crit on the perception. Crit on the perception.
All right, so your vision is gone. Your ears are disabled because you're underwater. But instead, you attempt to peer into the unseen world instead. Further.
Oh no!
Northeast, near the water, there's a corpse clinging to the very bottom. All right, the others.
That's my whole turn.
They're gonna keep trying to do what they've been doing.
I'm under the water right now, so I can't tell them. I just have to go for what I gotta do.
Got it. You do you, man. The bat swarms pursue him. All right. Xander assists Berlo this time and tries to finish the oaring endeavor. And they make it to the beach.
Cool. Cool. I want Xander and Berlo to either, like, after this adventure, if we aren't like fucking besties, then I'm gonna be disappointed.
Alright, so Xander helps. Swarm Druid Azteca now becomes active. She dives beneath the water surface, and she swims. In her form, she has the ability to adapt to whatever condition she's in. So, 1, 2, 3.
Does she move away? She moves away from my spirit?
Yeah, she's moving away from the spirit.
Whatever
opportunity attacks that deals, go for it.
She's gonna provoke 2 opportunity attacks against both the Ancient Warlord and Sheba, because the Ancient Warlord fucking badass. It's Spirit Shield. But it's not gonna matter because no one is close enough. But it's still gonna hit him. Oh, or attempt to hit him. This is against reflex?
Yes.
32.
Hit.
Yes. She takes 7 damage.
Alright.
And then this is against the Ancient Warlord. 33.
Hit.
9 damage.
As she attempts to dive away, she is bloodied by your onslaught of attacks. from your good spirit companions, who stay strong despite the overwhelming power that claimed Kaiba. Alright. She appears behind you after swimming twice. She basically narrows her body and swims toward you almost like a snake. And when
Gross.
behind you, she reaches out her tentacle and attempts to whip you with that arm yet again.
Still gross.
She uses her action point.
Oh, fuck. Come on.
27.
Yeah. Versus...
AC.
With my Ancient Warlord's defense, it's totally gonna hit me.
Ah, damn, sorry, dude. Alright, so...
I'm not tanky. Unless I'm next to my spirit companion, I have very little defenses on my own.
I got you, dude. You're doing what you can. Take 19 points of damage when she whips you.
Alright. I am bloodied.
Alright. And they will, she will attempt to, pull you to the side because she's using her tentacle to try to keep you away from your target. So she pulls you 2 squares and basically tries to bring you back up into top of the water.
Okay.
All right, so when you breach the surface, what do you do?
Oh, I breached the surface?
She's throwing you upwards instead of to the side.
Oh, well, I was gonna use my fucking repulsion armor because she's one person and not a swarm.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. It's not your turn yet, but can you activate that?
Not now because it's a minor action to activate my repulsion armor, but I think it's a immediate reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever an enemy moves into an adjacent square, you push that enemy 1 square as an immediate reaction. This power lasts until the end of the encounter.
All right, so you activate your repulsion armor after you take that strike, and she moves away from you, but she is still under the water now, and she's basically forced you to breach. You can see the other two at the docks. They're nursing their wounds. As they stand at the marsh's edge, you can see their blood leaking from their armor and onto their clothes and just kind of into the into the water itself. They have been shredded over the last couple of turns. What do you do? You say anything to them? Do you do anything to them?
I'll call out to them and I say, I found her body! It's under the water! The bats will not follow under the water!
Good thing I took off my armor. Xander half-jokingly states, and he's gonna try to find it too. So, the bat swarms will act. They can only reposition from where they are.
I can't see anything from where I am. Where is what's her face?
Azteca? Well, if you can't see her, then you just can't see her. She's not in the light. There's no other sources of light other than the fire that you burned over there. She's in the darkness then.
Even with low light vision?
No, it's like nighttime in a fog right now.
Okay.
Berlo, at the beginning of his turn, takes more damage. He is severely wounded, but he rushes past them and dives under the water. He's going to take an attack of opportunity. This might, very likely, and he's unconscious.
In dramatic protagonist anime fashion, not so fast.
Berlo goes unconscious the moment he
No, he doesn't.
What?
I use Bonds of the Clan. As an immediate interrupt, I take half the damage.
You're a fucking MVP, man. Berlo sinks beneath the water surface and starts to look for Azteca's body. Well done.
Ow!
He locates it and he starts to swim towards it to try to pull it out. He's doing something underneath the water surface and it's working out. Karus, it is your turn. Okay.
Ow. Just gonna throw that out there. Ow. Okay. It is my turn, and as a free action, I will dismiss Shiva.
Yes.
As a minor action, I will resummon Shiva because I have her until the end of the encounter. She's basically my spirit companion. To resummon her adjacent to my allies.
Excellent.
I will then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's there. I will use Healing Spirit on Berlo.
He's underwater. You can't see him. Remember, he dove to get to the body.
Oh,
You remember,
really?
he basically dove into the water, and the bats were basically trying to prevent him from doing so, and that's what you saved him in order for him to do.
Alright, am I still adjacent to what's-her-face?
No, she's not next to you. You repelled her. She's at least 1 square away.
That's right. I'm gonna swim like a fucking madman
Athletics.
to the, 1, 2, 3. I mean, regardless if I pass this or not, I'm still gonna make it to the body.
Yeah,
But
if you
I
can,
get,
basically,
I get a 17.
athletics is to try to go your full speed. Passively, you
2,
can just go half your speed if the water is not choppy.
3. Yeah, so I go half my speed right on top of the square where the body's located.
Excellent. Put you to the side though, just to, so
Okay,
we can see it.
companion. So I am now adjacent to the body. I still have my standard action. Do I see it?
Yes, Berlo and you basically meet together. For a moment, he like, bah! Screams a bit and lets out a bit of water, but then he stops himself when he realizes it's you. You
Okay.
find the body, the corpse of.
I'm going to
Azteca.
use as a minor action. I'm going to use Healing Spirit again to heal myself and give him 3d6 extra healing. Now, when I use my as a special thing because I'm a paragon.
Yes.
When I use my healing spirits, each ally adjacent to my spirit companion gains temporary hit points equal to my wisdom modifier. So I regain hit points equal to my healing surge.
Mm-hmm.
Berlo gets hit points equal to my equal to 3d6, and Xander gets 6 temporary hit points.
All right, excellent. So.
And then I kind of gesture as I'm healing him and calling the spirits to like help me lift the body out.
Xander will attack the swarms again with his thunderclap, and he will vanquish one of them.
Oh, thank goodness. Nice job, Xander. Keep it up, buddy. I believe in you.
So the swarm
This is
druid.
exhausting work.
I know. The swarm druid will attempt to follow you again, and she appears behind you.
Okay. Again, as an immediate reaction, she will be pushed back as soon as she enters the square.
All right, that's fine. Burlo and you are now going to try to lift the body and get it onto the shore. Do an athletics.
This is exactly why I have repulsion armor, for this very moment where it's like things are trying to kill me and I'm like, nope, nope, no, please go away.
Dude, I'm
Go away right now,
making you
please.
live through like my biggest fear right now, like being in the water with something that's like behind you, literally trying to like eat you. So go ahead and do a system in a strength check if you'd like. He's gonna try to do an athletics. Okay, so you do give him his +2. That makes it a 30. And both of you just grab Mazari's remains. She's clad in a very leathery type of armor that's become moss covered and algae ridden in the years or so past since she died. And you drag this corpse upward onto the shore, panting, gasping for air.
Body, take the shrine. Hurry!
It's your turn. Burlo just finished his turn. It's your turn.
I call to Xander to help me move the body, but I'm gonna move the body.
All right, go ahead. He says, he's like, "What are you doing? We're here to destroy her. You said we'd be able to."
We are going to destroy her.
Then
help me with the body.
Then get out of my way, he says. He aims his spear at the corpse.
He says, no, the spirit is what's attacking us. Help me!
And the spirit is anchored to here by this. You said so yourself. If we destroy her, she's gone.
This taking the body to the shrine will destroy her.
Why does she get what she wants when we are the ones who lost everything?
We're not getting what she wants. She wants to kill us. We're not giving that to her.
Diplomacy.
We're giving her what she deserves.
She deserves to die next to what she loves most.
I turn to him and I give him a fierce look and I snarl viciously. And I say, you know not of what the spirits need. I do. Now help me!
It's like, you're so obsessed with the spirit world, you don't even understand the pain of the real people in this world. I thought for a moment you understood us. Just as distant as these creatures.
Oh my god, Xander. I thought you and I could be besties.
I thought we could understand
we could
too.
bond over this.
You're not relating with him at all. not giving him anything. So he says, get out of the way. He's going to blast the body and dispel her.
And he said, the bats are coming. We have literally seconds. Stave off the bats, or they'll overwhelm us all. You.
Diplomacy. Karus,
16.
please move out of the way.
I look at Berlo. I look at Xander. With my passive perception and insight, what do I see?
Swarm Druidess Becca has reached the surface. She is visibly wounded, and she is fading in and out of vision. The bat swarms are both swirling around, but they seem not to be that hostile anymore. Alright, so basically she's risen, and now she seems like she's trying to walk towards you. She sees what you're doing, and her expression has changed. She doesn't look hostile anymore.
I stop, and I put my hands up, and I say, wait! Wait! The bats, they've stopped swarming. Just wait.
Alright.
I want to move Sheba with an I, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Between me and Xander.
Uh-huh. Alright, so the bat swarms, they continue to, they circle, but they do not attack. Xander begins to move towards the corpse. Spear held aloft, it starts to crackle in his hands.
Sheba snarls at him.
Snarl all you want.
Damn it.
He walks towards the body, and he holds the spear above it. He looks towards the Swarm Druid. The Swarm Druid moves closer. Alright, he holds the spear up, and he points it downwards. He says, is this what you wanted? Die happy? It's like, not all of us were given that luxury. Your Dream Eater took care of gave us nothing to bury. This is more than you deserve, a swift death. And she reaches out a hand to him, and she says, no, please, just let me be at peace. I'll do anything. You anything? Berlo, for some reason, speaks up. It's like, can you control all of the swarms? He moves past Xander, and you're kind of just like, what's going on? He marshes into the water past her body. Can you control the creatures within the city? She says, yes, they bend to my will. Can you bring my daughter back? If it must be, yes. She smiles. The gentle smile turns into a wicked sneer now. Xander prepares to bring the sword down. This time, Berlo spins about with his longsword and slashes at him.
Wait, stop! I'm not going to let him do that.
Uh-huh.
I toss up my totem of astral readout and send him to the astral sea.
Who?
Xander.
Okay. So you send Xander to the astral sea. Does that need a roll? Because he's not an ally right now.
No.
You guys are kind of... Okay, I'll allow it.
He's an ally.
He's not hostile towards you. He's just angry at you. But okay, so you knock him away. Berlo hits nothing but air, and now he is aiming his spear at you. His sword at you.
I look at Berlo and I say, if the spirit is at ease, she can help us heal the children in the town. If we destroy her, all hope of healing the children and saving them could be lost.
All hope of saving my child has been lost. My sweet Lily. He starts to cry as he's standing there before you, longsword trembling in his hands.
This is not about you anymore, Berlo. We are here because of the children in need now. Help me save them. Save them so that your daughter, so that they may never have to know what has happened to you, so that their families may not suffer like you have. Look beyond yourself, Berlo. You are better than this.
He drops his sword in defeat.
Help me take the body to the shrine.
Okay. He silently allows you to do so, and he assists you. The body is effortless to move.
Is the spirit of Azteca inherently evil?
Do an insight check.
Oh, pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. 28.
All right, so she seems rather placid as she allows you to take her body closer to the swarm, and to the towards the shrine, basically the epicenter at which the shrine in which she also loved. And when you place her there, as soon as you place the corpse upon it, vines latch out, grab the body, and encase it. She smiles wickedly. Azteca then turns her hand into a fist, and when she clenches it, you see the rest of the trees continue to grow around you as massive bramble starts to pop out of the earth, encasing you in a massive dome. Both
me?
of you,
oh, all of
around
us.
the
all
shrine.
Of us.
The earth swallows up her body and drags it deep underground, where it can it's harder to reach. And she laughs maniacally. 3 more days till the rock fall. Thank you, shaman. I couldn't have done this without you.
Okay, before she leaves, hold on, before she leaves, I said, I have done you a service, spirit, and in doing so, you must repay me in kind, as such is the way of the spirits.
I don't owe you anything, shaman. Instead,
tell me!
I'll let you watch.
I demand this. I speak with conviction in my voice. Tell me, what has happened to Kaiba, the spirit wolf? And in telling me so, this will be fair price for what is to come in the future.
I don't need to tell you anything, she says. And she's just gonna close it around you.
Alright. And as she beckons away, says, then I will destroy you utterly and entirely, when without remorse.
You talk tough, boy, but I have gone beyond the realm of death, and I shall enjoy watching Juvelin crumble into the earth. She disappears behind the wall of thorns as it encases you entirely, shutting off all light, and all turns to darkness. Until next time.
Xander should reappear outside the dome.
Yeah, that happens later.
Okay.
So, you have helped Azteca, and she is very grateful, but she is not as kind of a spirit as Mazari was. And thus, she has trapped you inside Lord Lake Shrine, and she continues. She speaks of something called the Rockfall. In 3 days now, whatever that is, we will discover next time.
Alrighty.
So, that concludes our adventure. If anyone's watching, this was Restless Spirits Session 3, The Hungry Forest.